Guys, how's it going? Thank you for stopping by again. Today we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly about selling on eBay. So, I've sold a lot of watches through eBay. That's my favorite site to sell watches. I know there's Chrono24, I know there's Craigslist, I know there's a variety of lists out there to sell watches. And my personal favorite is eBay. I like the eBay protection. I like the PayPal protection. I like the extra credit card protection you get from eBay. So when I'm selling a watch online, which I don't do that often, but when I do, I will choose eBay over any other of the websites out there. So I want to talk to you guys about a horror story that happened to me. Not horror story, but it's a game. It's an eBay game, and I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of this eBay game that I list a watch. I listed a few watches. I put a link on. I'll leave a link in my description. I still have a few for sale, but I had a Rolex. I sold it within minutes, not even hours or days, minutes. And I sell them to watch. Of course, I test all my watches. I make sure all my watches are working perfectly. I make sure their timekeeping is to the highest standard. These are vintage watches. They're not going to keep, within a second a day. They're not. So it depends on the watch. The accuracy will depend on how it's worn, how variety of things. So I ship the watch, and they get it. They of course love the watch, and then they try to get a partial refund. I don't play that game. And it's a game oftenly played on eBay where you sell something, they wear it, they like it, but they want to squeeze a little bit back. So I price my watches very strongly. I price my watches with very little room for negotiation because I want everybody to get a good deal. I feel that if you're spending a good amount of money or even a little amount of money on a watch, you should be able to get the best deal out there. So like for instance, I have an Omega Seamaster 300. I just serviced the watch. A service on that watch is $400. I've got an offer as low as $600 on the watch. How is that possible? So the watch is only worth 200. You see where I'm going with this? It's hard. It's hard to please everybody, but I of course I try to please as many people as I can. But back to eBay, he sends me a return request and I was having dinner when I saw the return request, and it said on the return request that the watch is not keeping time overnight. I'm like, I wore this watch for a month. I I looked at it, I calibrated, I did everything I could to the watch for it to keep good time, and believe me, for a month the watch worked nonstop like a horse, beautifully. And then he gives me a message where he wants to send the watch back. Well, this is one of the watches that I had serious seller's remorse. So I was happy to see that message because when I sold that watch, I told my wife that I should have sold 20 other watches before I sold this one. Because it's on the video. It had a gold style, a rare dial, even though it was only a Datejust. But they're hard to come by in that configuration. So I buy and sell a lot of Datejust, but and this, the type of dial it had, it's more rare to find. So, and I gave him a hell of a price. I'm even gonna say the price. I gave him the watch for $2,400 with a 14 karat gold and stainless steel band with, the beautiful watch. You'll see it on one of my videos down here. So beautiful watch. Sold it for $2,400. I made basically nothing on the watch. I made a few hundred, and then he calls me or he sends me a request to send him a $200 back. That irks me so bad. I of course said no. I don't do partial refunds. If you don't like the watch that you're buying, send the whole thing back to me. Don't ask me for a partial refund. I'm aware of the game. I've seen the game played. I've been doing eBay for a long time, and it's just it's a crappy move. It's not correct. It's not right, and it shouldn't be done. If you buy a watch, not just from me, from anybody on any site, and the watch is not working, send the whole thing back. Send the whole thing back. Stop trying to get the partial refund, because now we're entering into a game, and a lot of sellers out here, we know that game, because it's happened to us a lot. We fell in the traps of that game a few times, until we said, you know what, they just the buyers are trying to get a little bit more off of us, and we don't want to go through the process of shipping the watch back, relisting it, reselling it, and dealing with another buyer. A lot of sellers will cave in to send back 50, 60, 100, $200. So me, I don't play that game anymore, and I just wanted to make this video because it rubbed me the wrong way that there's still people out there trying to do that, and I try to give the best possible prices, the best possible products out there, and I mean, I do fail sometimes. I have sold some watches that I've tested and everything, and suddenly something happens. These are mechanical pieces, but this watch, I'm telling you guys, it was just perfect, and sold it, and buyer played the game, and it kind of wants me not to give deals anymore. It kind of wants me not to put watches with such a tight margin. Because if that game is being played on eBay, I'm going to widen my margin. I'm going to widen my margin. I'll still sell the watches, but that way, instead of getting a $2,400 Datejust with an original strap, original 14 karat band, two-tone band and everything, you're going to pay $3,200 for it. You're going to pay $3,200 for it, and then when you want $200 back, I'll send you the $200 back, but I got $3,000 in my pocket, instead of giving buyers out there good deals. And that's one of the issues I have with selling watches with a tight margin. That then the game, they try to play this game, and it's not fair to the sellers, and that's where a lot of sellers go overpricing their things. So I've done a lot of videos where I talk bad about the sellers that are overpricing. That I tell you guys as buyers, do not overpay, or NOP, never overpay. But then again, depends on the buyer you are. If you're going to play that game, you're going to end up, you're going to ruin the market for everybody else. You're going to ruin the market for everybody else, because now sellers are saying, I'm going to sell it on eBay. I have the fees. I have because the fees are very high on eBay. You're paying $2,400 or $2,500 for a watch, but the seller is not getting near that much. We're paying the 13-14% between PayPal and eBay fees. So we have to consider that into the price of the watch when we buy the watch, not when we sell it also. But basically, when we're buying with such tight margins, we need to consider that into the price of the watch. So this was just a rant, something I wanted to get off my chest, that it really bothered me, guys, and hopefully you don't do it. If you buy a watch and it's truly not working, send it back. If for any reason you have buyer's remorse, send the watch back. Don't play the game where send me a little bit back. It's not fair to the seller. So guys, I thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you stopping by. And if you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and thank you for helping me grow this channel, guys. I cannot appreciate it enough. I'll say it in all my videos. I know I've been behind with my comments a little bit, but it's hard to respond to every single comment and still work my normal job and still bury my face in the bench. I know there are excuses, but guys, thank you so much anyways. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.